Hi everyone, I'm using the Gilded Tarot for our reading today. I'll choose some cards from the Gilded Tarot and I'll also choose one from the Gods, Goddesses and Angels and one from the Mystical Healing as well for some extra guidance. So I'm setting the intention for a reading for the highest and greatest good for the collective or anyone who views this video. And as always, take what resonates and just put the rest to one side and just see what unfolds. So I'm asking now for a message to help navigate us through these powerful, powerful energies. There we have the Hermit, the Five of Wands, the Devil. Okay, so some powerful messages today. The base of the pack, we have the Nine of Cups, the Three of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so the energies today are conflicting. So the Hermit is asking us to go within, to listen to how we're feeling, to really connect with our inner light, because there are some conflicting energies around. And if we look in the outside world, we can see there is a lot of differences of opinion, a lot of news coming towards us. So we're being asked to go within and to listen to our own truth, to listen to what brings us peace. The Devil, and as always I look at this card and it is lived backwards. And we're in this energy when we do go into conflict, when we do have to put our point over without taking into consideration anyone else, where we're going into that defense because we're feeling like we are being attacked. So the energies are really asking us to go within, to find the solace within ourselves, to find peace within ourselves, because the outside world is turbulent on every level at this moment. The base of the pack, we have the Nine of Cups, the Three of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. So when we really step away from our ego of forcing things, of trying to control things, of maybe trying to get one over, however that might be presenting it, it's something subconscious for us to really listen to, because these energies that we are moving through, we have Jupiter standing still in the sky, we have the 1010 portal and bookended either side by Pluto going direct and Jupiter retrograding through Gemini. So Gemini is the sign of communication, and if we notice something, we can affect it. So the atom has no properties or direction until we take notice of it. This is quantum physics. Likewise, that's our consciousness and our cells. They are unconscious until we start to pay attention and start to direct the energy that we are tuning into and emitting. So this is quantum physics. And Jupiter retrograding through Gemini until February next year, 2025, is taking us back and expanding our areas of communication, whether it is with ourselves or others. Where are we going into these challenging conversations with ourselves? Where are we coming into a place of where we're not living, where we are going back into our subconscious, whether that is going into fight or flight, trying to escape what's going on in our world, in our reality, listening to the deep conversations that we are having with ourselves and listening to the conversations we're having with others. Are we speaking from a place of peace, of true peace, with no sarcasm, with no power over, with no trying to force a conversation or force somebody to see our perception of something? The Hermit is reminding us we have all we need within. We have all the answers there. It's not in our heads. It's in the answers are in our heart. And when we go deep within our heart and listen to our heart and listen to our soul, that would never go into conflict with another. That will only bring healing onto ourselves. This is the opposite. This is where we've come off track. So this energy, this thing's coming up for closing out. This is Pluto finishing the retrograde in Capricorn. Those old structures, those old habits, those old ways of seeing and being, closing out now as we go into that deep and that expanded conversation that we have with ourselves within our bodies. We're constantly in a flux of communication. Our lungs communicate with our heart, so our organs communicate with each other. So we're constantly in this place of communication on a very, very deep level. So Jupiter is helping us to expand on that, to start to have the insight and the power that we have of allowing ourselves, allowing every atom within our body to raise in frequency, to fill with life force energy. And that comes from the communication that we are putting into our bodies, whether it is from an outside influence, whether it is something we're watching. So during this time of this bookending of the 10-10 portal that is happening on Thursday, during this time, old structures, old ways are dissolving as we take in the new. Old patterns, conditioning are dissolving as we start to build a firm foundation built on the truth of who we are, the truth of love, the truth of 100% light, the truth of seeing things now with clarity and being able to adjust ourselves and align ourselves accordingly to everything that's going on in the outside world. We don't have to get pulled into it, to really sit back. And this is not allowing ourselves to become weak and feeling that we don't have a say in anything. We do. Our energy is far more powerful. Prayer is far more powerful than any angry conversation or any fear-based energy that we are sending out. We have the Nine of Cups. Confirmation that our prayers are being answered, because now we are starting to direct our focus, our attention onto what we wish to expand in our lives, and we are pulling the plug on that which we wish to dissolve in our lives. The Three of Cups, a time for celebration. So this is coming in as we unplug, as we allow those old ways to dissolve, as we take responsibility and bring that intention into every single cell within our body to fill with light, to fill with life force energy, to feel that rejuvenation. It's a time of celebration. We celebrate everybody's uniqueness, everybody's point of view. Everybody has got their own perception and their own truth, which is valid. So we start to celebrate life and our uniqueness, because we are forming and weaving a new reality based on oneness of expansion. The Seven of Pentacles, and you can see there, she is starting to pluck those pentacles off the tree. So some are still not quite ripe. But to just stay in this place of going within, not rushing, doing anything, making sure we're not taking any action from anger or from fear, to just go within and allow the fruits of our labours to start to pulsate through us as energy. Seeing the difference in our reality as we focus and speak. And again, we're coming back to the communication and our words. Letters form our words, they create our words, and our words create spells. They are very, very powerful, and our language has been contaminated with low vibrational frequency words. So as we are cultivating our communication, we are softening ourselves, softening our need to be right, just coming back, knowing that we are all part of this change, this shift that is occurring in our world, in our consciousness, and we're all shifting and attuning and connecting to a higher consciousness, where we're listening to the unconscious, we're listening to our subconscious, and we're allowing it to dissolve, we're allowing it to fall away, and we're holding on and focusing and building and empowering ourselves with higher consciousness, higher frequency words. And we are, or maybe surrounded with people who are not on this journey. They're still in their subconscious, they're still speaking from a place of fear and trepidation, because that's what they're feeling. And as we are holding space for those people and seeing the truth of who they are, allowing them to speak and to open up and to show themselves to us. And they can see that we see the truth of them, that they are far more powerful than what they think, than what they believe, and empower those souls, empower those people. And as we touch each person in our reality, we are creating a new reality for ourselves, because each person is an extension of ourselves that has come to communicate with us, to allow us to feel within ourselves, not going into rescue, absolutely not, going into ourselves, feeling what this may be bringing up for us, and doing that inner work within ourselves silently as we are listening to whoever may be in a place of subconscious unconsciousness. That's fine. Just looking and listening and feeling what is arising within us that we start to project onto that person, that situation, and go and dropping deeper and deeper until we receive the epiphany that it's our own pain. It's something unresolved within us. So feeling into this energy of Jupiter, who is the largest planet in our sky, starting to go backwards now through Gemini, really asking us to cultivate our communication, expanding our awareness of our communication. We're still in Libra season, so someone in our lives, some relationship, some person may trigger, and it is to go deep within, to acknowledge the trigger, not to react from the trigger, to go within, to listen to the emotion, the contraction that has just been awoke within us, awakened within us, because that's an essence of ourself that's reaching out for love, that's reaching out to be heard by us, not by anyone else. So the Hermit and the Devil here, fight or flight, is coming through with the energies, especially what's happening in Florida, and there are the elections going on and all kinds of situations that are happening in our outside world that can really trigger us into a place of fight or flight, where we go into escape, where we start to feel the exhaustion of being in fight or flight, of actually freezing. Fear paralyzes us, and subconsciously we're taking all this in. We may not feel that it's affecting us, but Jupiter is asking us to go deep within and see where we are feeling the uncomfortableness of what is happening around us within our outer environment. Because as we tend to the inner environment, it changes things on the outside. So there's a powerful healing here from the ego, our ego, which is when we're not in our alignment, will tell us that everything's wrong, that things are not going to get right, that it's pointless. So this card, the Devil card, which is lived backwards, so how it speaks to us is a way that it weakens us. So it will tell us we're not loved. It will tell us that this relationship we're in is completely out of alignment. Maybe we might love someone more than they love us, or it might be that we are giving in a relationship more than that we are receiving. This will bring this energy up within us to really listen to the hermit within, to the light within, that every single relationship we are in, we are meant to be in. To let go of the old false stories that we're telling ourselves. To be able to open our hearts and fully give in a relationship, because if we're only giving 70% because we've got some old stories from past relations still going through our heads, running through our emotional bodies, our cellular memory, if we've got that going on, we won't be able to give 100% into a relationship. And so as we pinch off love in our relationships, we actually pinch off our divine connection, and we start listening to our shadow that tells us this is never going to change. We are going through this time and we're not where we would like to be. So that's our shadow weakening us and weakening us and keeping us in this lower place, in a lower frequency where there is suffering. Wherever we are weakening ourselves, we will create suffering within our body, whether it's mental suffering, emotional pain, physical pain and exhaustion. So these two are coming up today for us to really listen to, not pretend they're not there, because this is a beautiful energy, because that's part of the disowned part of ourselves that still maybe in some trauma, that's in some fear, that's in some sadness, unhappiness. The Hermit's saying, go within, use your healing, place your hands on your heart, send healing into your heart, send healing into your mind, wherever you're feeling that you are contracted or there's some discomfort there. Place your hands there. Ask Archangel Raphael to place his hands in yours and to breathe that energy, that angelic healing into those areas of your heart that are your body that are feeling upset, grieving, whatever it may be, because we are cleansing and moving. So the 10-10 is all about death and rebirth. So things collapsing, so the old collapsing. But we've got to know it first before we can dissolve it. And this is when we notice something, we can affect it. So when we know it, those old programs are running inside us, they're actually robbing us of our life, of our happiness, of our life force energy. We're able to shine light there. We're able to go within into that inner light within, that divine light within. Feel love within and allow that love to dissolve anything that's not of love. And this is not a bad card. It's just when we have gone in out of alignment that he comes to show us we've got some challenges going on within our relationship or within ourselves. This is, he's bringing that attention there. And in traditional tarot, this one is the lovers that are chained. So they've gone into maybe an obsession of a relationship. So when we obsess over somebody, or we obsess over a situation, we obsess over a problem, we are actually giving life, well, we're taking life away from ourselves. We're taking anything fresh and vital away from ourselves and placing it in that problem, so that it grows and grows. It's the same old, and with the pentacle being behind, so he's not seeing, he's got a mask, and the pentacle is behind him. So this could be finances, this could be challenges with over finances. And as we look within the energy that we are placing upon our finances, on money, because we have the pentacles here, we're actually we're taking ourselves down into a low vibration that will actually cause loss, because that's what we know, that's what we are actually putting our faith in. When we bring ourselves into that place of divine abundance, that we are always divinely supported, always, and in all ways we are divinely supported, and we breathe into that and we align with that, that is when this starts to happen. The Queen of Pentacles, she knows, she manifests, she can manifest. Sat in a barren desert, she will manifest, because the plants, the greenery will start to grow all around her, because that is what she will see, that is what she will place her attention on. Again, when we see it, we can affect it. So if our finances are, if we're struggling in that area, start to tap into the energy of those that finance coming, that prosperity coming to us. It's an energy. The energy all around us is taking us back into our unconsciousness. This is what is going on. We've been trying to force back into our unconsciousness. But the thing is, when we cleanse our subconscious, we stay in alignment no matter what is happening outside of us. We focus on our intention. We see everything coming into that beautiful equilibrium of divine truth, of divine love. Our wishes are being heard, and we are to celebrate that. So to take ourselves into our wish, we all have a different one, so we place ourselves in our wish, feeling, smelling, experience how we would feel in that wish. So we take ourselves right to the very end and forget about the middle bit, because everything else will start to shift. Those blocks will start to shift. Those fears will start to dissolve, and we will align and step into that vision of our beautiful wishes. But we have to place ourselves there. We have to feel it. We have to really have faith in it and believe it. So this is a time of coming out of any kind of uncomfortableness, anything that is draining us, into a time of moving around the home, putting some nice music on, dancing, lifting our vibration as we're moving through this week of powerful energy of death and rebirth. The old is dying. Don't cling on to it. It's the challenges and the where we're not living, where we are not being ourselves, where we're not being authentic, letting all that falseness, this is the falseness, letting all that go, dancing, moving, allowing our body to move, allow this energy to move through us, to breathe through it, to do our breath work, to allow our breath to bring it through and exhale from our bodies. So the Queen, she sits in her velvet robes, surrounded by gold. She has a peacock there. And as I connect with this card, I feel Mary Magdalene. Again, asking us to go into that sacredness within, the divine feminine. There's an alchemization of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. The alchemization of a marriage within us of the divine masculine and the divine feminine, which will emanate into our lives. So in reality, in truth, nothing's missing. Everything's there. Just stay focused to keep stepping into our beautiful energy of prosperity and health and well-being, and really stepping into what we love doing, stepping into how we feel when we are loved. Those feelings, allow them. They're beautiful and they're so healing. And as we see this, what we notice, we start to affect it, and we start to affect our life in a positive way. So I'm asking for a message from the gods, goddesses and angels. There we have the Goddess of Justice. This is Libra, bringing down cause and effect, where we have created situations in our lives from a place of unconsciousness, not knowing any better. Staying conscious now when making those conscious decisions. This is things that may seem like there are an injustice, which is what our shadow will tell us, is actually a gift. And we're here to live a good life. And that's the message that we are, and stepping into a reality that is manifesting a good life. But we have to believe it, we have to feel that. And I'm asking for a message from the healing, the mystical healing angels. And we have got, listen to your intuition. Again, this is the Hermit coming forward, telling us to go within. Don't listen to the fearful stories on the outside. Whatever is occurring, send light there, especially to Florida with the Hurricane Milton there. Just see it unplugging, see it dissolving. A protective dome going over the animals, all living beings, a protective dome, and focusing on that. And again, what we put energy to influences it. So when we put in positive energy there, it will it will affect it positively. This is the atoms that are in quantum physics. They are in no fixed pattern until we observe them, and then they go into the wave. And this is what we're doing. This is what Jupiter, the planet of expansion, the planet of sacred wisdom, is bringing through. That we affect things by the way we see them, and we can hold everyone surrounded in the highest vibration of light, and see them all happy, healthy, doing what they actually love doing, and being prosperous doing that. We're holding the light, we're holding this energy of this transition, of this shift in consciousness into the higher realms. So wonderful cards. So just it might be something small that comes up and we catch ourselves of, are we doing something with some kind of agenda? It's a question ourselves, just being aware and listening. And this is not driving ourselves insane, trying to, it's just being aware. Things come up, being aware of the emotion that may be entangled in our actions. And if it overspills, that's fine. Take a breath, forgive ourselves, and forgive others as well, because it's not their intention, not really at a deep level. They may be coming from their subconscious. So this is really delving deep now. We're going deep. So I'm sending so much love. Thank you for listening, and stay in peace. Breathe to peace. Just keep aligning, and as we align to peace, it emanates. It emanates, and it will affect everything around us in a beautiful way. And I've noticed sometimes on my comments someone is saying that they can't hear, so just drop me a comment if you can hear me. I know I have a soft voice, I don't want to really start to shout, and I have a microphone. I don't know if it is working, so please just let me know if you can hear me clearly. I would be so grateful. And thank you for listening. Thank you for being here at this powerful, powerful time of our ascension and our evolution. Thank you. Sending so much love.